Well, good morning. This is Mr. Gig Work out in Eugene, Oregon. It's Monday morning, the 6th of February, and we got a lot to discuss today. I'm going to go over January totals and what I think about the gig slowdown, so stay tuned. Well, welcome back. So I was thinking about the topic this morning and getting ready with some numbers and stuff, and I want to talk about that gig slowdown everybody talks about in January, February. And of course, my point was going to be that I just haven't felt it. I'm going to show some numbers that I've had in January, and I actually plan to be a little slower in January, so I have other things I can do around the house and stuff. But I was busy. It just kept me busy, and I thought I made good numbers for not working very many hours. I don't think there was a week that I did 40 hours total. I mean, everything was less than 40 hours. But so then, of course, I was going to talk about how I've been busy, and then this morning my dash started at 5:30. This is Monday, and I didn't get my first order until 8:15. So that's what I get for thinking that everything's hunky-dory. But you gotta just grind, and take the orders that you get. I did decline one, I guess. It was a $3.25 2-mile order. I'll show you. It was to Safeway, and they wanted me to shop, and so there was no peak pay on that one, and that means the customer left a $1 tip. A $1 tip. It was only one item, but they wanted me to drive to Safeway, pick up the item, stand in line for them, pay with the red card, and deliver it to their house for $1. I mean, granted, they paid a fee to DoorDash and paid for the item and stuff like that, but what do they think of the driver? That's ridiculous. I refuse to do that. You got to pay. You got to appreciate the person that's delivering your stuff. Anyway. So this order, $11.25 for 6 miles. It's going to Harrisburg. I don't have a problem with this order because of the mile. It's a miles to money ratio is a little off, but I want to get on the board, and $11.25 to go to Harrisburg. There is a copy shop, Java Joy. It's possible I could get an order from there going back to Junction City, and that's kind of my goal. But yeah, I'm gonna post some numbers here about January. I'm driving for Uber and Lyft. I do mainly rideshare, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so I dropped that order off, and luckily there was a hidden tip, so it went up to $13.75, and that paid for my my round trip from Junction City to Harrisburg, and that really makes me happy. So now I'm going to head back to Junction City and see what we can get. If I don't get an order right when I get back into town. I didn't get one at Java Joy, which I was hoping for in Harrisburg, but I'm not going to sit out there and wait. There is a Subway in Harrisburg, but it's not open yet, so I'm not going to sit out there and just hope for an order. I'm going to come back into Junction City, and I'm going to wait for a minute or two, and then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to get back to doing the dishes or playing with the dogs or whatever. So anyway, yeah, the slowdown. So let me put some numbers up here. I'll show you right here the numbers that I did for rideshare in January. There's 4 weeks. It wasn't all the days. I mean, the 1st of January was a Sunday, or the 4 weeks. And so the total, we've got the total here, 4,336.49. And that was not really trying. I mean, I'll put up some hours, the hours that I did, 24 hours the first week, 32 hours, then 22 hours, then 25 hours. So I wasn't even doing, 40-hour work weeks, and I was making plenty of money. And you better hurry up because the car's behind me getting mad. So I wasn't really even trying to work full time, and I feel that that's pretty good money, $4,300. So then I went ahead and did DoorDash, for 1 week. Last week I did DoorDash Monday through Friday. And my goal, I set a goal for myself. My wife and I discussed it, and I set a goal for myself that I was going to do DoorDash from my house. And my goal was $40 in a shift. So I would start about 6:30 in the morning. I would go till maybe 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I'm not worried about the hours really, because if I get the order, then I'll leave the house and go do it. I'm 0.5 miles from the McDonald's, which is usually where breakfast is busy. And so I can just wait for the orders there, and that way, I'm just making extra money. So I factor in the miles from my home. And obviously, I crushed $40 an hour. I mean, there were a couple of days that I was well over $40 an hour. And then we had to really rethink this. Are we going to do this longer, or should we work into the lunchtime? And so this week, I'm planning on maybe putting in a few more hours. Go a little longer into lunchtime and see if we can get a little bit more busy, and maybe raise the goal to $50 and see what we can do. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of work to be done. I don't think the gig apps are going anywhere anytime soon. It's just too convenient for people. And I don't want to get into the big debates about, is it a luxury service, or is it, it's not, in my opinion. I feel it is a luxury service. I think it's, if you can just get off your couch and go down to the restaurant and just buy your food and walk home. Some of these places are so close to the fast food restaurant, it would have probably benefited the customer to just walk there and get their food. But they want it delivered, and that puts it in the luxury category. I want somebody else to do it for me. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary for them to do that, but they choose to spend their money in that way. That's okay. That's fine. But it's a service. That's the big thing. Is it's a service. It's a service that they're able to get, and if they feel they can afford it, then it's a service that we're going to provide. And you got to take that into consideration, that you signed on to provide the service. So don't complain about the company that sends you the work. I love DoorDash. I have no problems with DoorDash. I don't, I'm not naive. I wish the base pay was higher. $2.25 for a base pay is ridiculous. But, if I have the option of not taking the order if I don't want it, that's fine. But I'm not going to complain about it, because when they do give me an offer for $6.25 and it's going 1.7 miles, thank you, DoorDash. I'll do that all day long. That's wonderful. I just wish they would do it consistently or constantly, just keep me busy. But so to be negative, I just love 2023 already, because I'm just a big watcher of Pedro DoorDash Santiago. He's amazing. I got an order coming in here. All right, that order was for Safeway, 4 items. I had to shop. No, maybe it wasn't a shopping order. I think it was just they went through Safeway. $10.29 to drive 18 miles one way. Now that city is Coburg, that was going to way out there off the freeway. So 18 miles turns into a 36-mile round trip, and they want to give me $10 for that. No, declined. It's interesting, though, that decline puts my acceptance rate at 60%. So, I mean, I accept most of the orders they send me because they're in Junction City. They're close, So, anyway, so Pedro Santiago, his videos are just amazing this year. He's very positive. He works in a really, really strong market in St. Louis. He's got techniques and, just he has so much knowledge about orders and he just sees the profit in each order and, how to decline and all that. And, I really learned to model his energy in order to decide what orders I'm going to take and which ones are going to be profitable to me, what direction they're going to go and stuff. I don't work in an area where I can say, okay, that's going to take me into an area where I can get another order. It's really go to McDonald's, go to Subway, deliver the food, and then come back and get another order at McDonald's, another at Subway. I mean, it's all in the same central area, so there's not a lot of opportunity to do that. But I just love watching him. He's so energetic and stuff. So if you don't know who he is, then go over and check out his channel, Pedro DoorDash Santiago. But yeah, being positive. I mean, my very first video that I ever put on YouTube talks about that very subject. I do this intentionally. I've chosen to not go get a job. I did work at a company for 22 years. So I'm not very old. I'm only 51, but I'm semi-retired, let's put it that way. I just don't want to go and work another 10 years at a place that's going to probably, hurt my body more or whatever. When I can do this, I actually made more money last year in 2022 doing gig work than I did in my last year at the Postal Service. I mean, that's crazy, but if you do the apps right and you can work the programs to your benefit and you put in the time, you got to put in the time. You're not going to make $500 in 2 hours. I mean, that's just not going to happen. But if you put in the time, then you're going to be able to make good money. And I hear the arguments now. I hear the naysayers now. Well, it's in my market. You can't do that. Well, then this isn't for you. If you want to be successful at Uber and Lyft or DoorDash or Grubhub or Spark or Roadie or whatever app you choose to use. I mean, those are the ones that are available in my area. There's so many more. If that's what you want to do, then and it's not good in your area, then the only option you have is to move. Move to another area. Move to a city that is beneficial for that, and if that's what you want to do. If you can't make it work in your city, then it's not for you. So I'm tired of people saying, well, I don't have the bulk stuff that Pedro has in St. Louis, or the rideshare guy in Los Angeles just gets all this work and all this surge and all this stuff, and he's making millions, but I'm in a rural area and I just don't have the ability to do that. Well, sorry, DoorDash isn't going to create customers just so you can live in your rural area and make money. So when it comes to the slowdown, I really feel the slowdown is affecting the people in those smaller markets anyway. I'm not in a big market, 7,500 people in Junction City, and I make plenty of money. And I'm not out to make $1 million. I'm not out to get rich. I'm out to pay for my ticket down to Disneyland and 7 days with my wife in California on a vacation. That's what I do DoorDash for, and it keeps me busy. So yeah, the slowdown is by perception, I guess. If you're experiencing less orders, then consider changing your hours that you work. Sometimes you might not be able to work at 9 to 5. You might not be able to just get up at 5 in the morning and work till noon. I mean, maybe you'll have to go out at 3 in the afternoon and work till midnight. You don't know. You try something different. Don't just keep trying the same thing over and over again expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. And you just can't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So anyway, all right, so I got another order at McDonald's, $7.75. Really low miles. I think it's less than a mile, and might be a hidden tip on this. We still have a $2.50 peak pay, so I'm gonna have the order picked up. They do have stickers again. I didn't mention that earlier. They were out of stickers, so the first order I got was stapled shut. And anyway, so I'm gonna go drop this off and see what we can get. All right, so I dropped that order off. It was at a trailer park, really nice trailer park here in Junction City. And it didn't go up, $7.75 was the total. $3 tip, $2.50 peak pay. Read instructions. Read the instructions that the customer gives you. They wanted me to go to the back door. The carport door was a sliding glass door. And read the instructions. So, give them a good experience. So the next driver, so they feel good about DoorDash. So they might tip more for the next driver. It might be you. So then right after I got that done, they do not stack orders at McDonald's here. They do not stack them. You get one at a time. And so right when I completed that order, I got this order here at McDonald's, $6.75, and a couple miles. So I went ahead and took this. We're going to go pick this up, and yeah, it's getting busy now. Hopefully I'll get to my $40 goal and beyond. That'd be great. Yeah, so I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I jumped into the McDonald's. The order was ready. She was just putting the stickers down when I walked in. And now we're on our way. Wow, the sun's come out, and it was forecasted to be cloudy, and I don't know if the sun was in the forecast today. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, beautiful day and getting busy. So yeah, once you start doing this for a while, you start getting the stores will get to know you, and that was the manager there was doing the DoorDash. The lady that's usually there, I saw her leave earlier, and so the manager kind of took over, and she's really fast. I mean, she makes sure it's all done. And McDonald's orders are way different than others because you can't use your hot bag, because the bags that they put everything in the same bag. They have drinks and drink holders and all that stuff, and so it's kind of a unique situation. But I do have my hot bag with me. I use it when I go to Subway or to Dairy Queen or whatever, but Taco Bell. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to go off and deliver this and see what we get. Drop that off. There's no extra tip. The customer was standing in the driveway waiting for me, so it's one of those things that they asked to deliver to my door, leave at my door, and you'd have to take a picture. DoorDash does give the option that you handed it to the customer. Yeah, so got that done. That puts my total at $28.25 for the day. So picking up, doing a lot better. I think I'm gonna go home. I have to use the bathroom and check on the dog, see how the wife's doing, and I think she had oatmeal for me. So I'll go home and eat some breakfast, and we'll see what other orders we can get. I'm putting together the first video on my list of things. Acceptance rate. Does acceptance rate help? Does it hurt? Does it help? That's a big argument. Do I want to keep my acceptance rate up? It's way different in rideshare than it is in food delivery. So, I mean, I'll discuss both of those. And, again, it's perception. In your market, it might be feasible, and your market might not be feasible. Sometimes you have to be more picky just to make money, and you got to make sure that you do that. Sometimes you have to accept orders that you wouldn't normally accept because you're trying to make money. So it's perception and it's market. So let's discuss that, and we'll see you in the next video. Please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps me and it helps the channel. And tell your friends. Tell your friends about this channel, and send me requests, send me topics that you want to talk about, and comments are great. Just let me know how everything's going in your area. All right, let's talk to you later.